The thing about that, if you do drag and drive, everyday life is easy because it's like if you don't have a flat tire and the wheel come off and tear a fender off the trailer, it's like, man, what'd you really do today? You know.
That's
So
exactly right. All right, guys, welcome to episode 110 of the Drag Drive Repeat Show presented by Summit Racing. Dude, guys, look who is here. Look who's right here. Let's say hi to Uncle Stoney. This is Jonathan Stone Cipher as our co-host. But hang on, we're going to do intros here in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, guys, welcome to episode 110 of the Drag Drive Repeat Show presented by Summit Racing. Dude, tonight we've got a crazy show. This is going to be a good one. Let me get a pair of my notes so I can make sure I don't miss anything. The month is in full swing. June of 2025 will go down in history as one of the craziest months ever in Drag Drive. Big Sky Race Week, Six Summer are both happening right now. We're going to update you on all the Drag and Drive events, racers, and vehicles that we can think of as we go through this next 2 hours. Uncle Stoney, Jonathan Stone Cipher, is here as the guest co-host because Eric White is at Sick Summer, which I'm hoping he pops in, but man, who knows if he will be able to or not. And the reason I think this is going to be a good one tonight is because we have the man himself, Mr. Matt Frost, on. I know we've had him on the last, he's been on this will be his third time, I think, in the last 10 episodes. But y'all, I want you to understand how big Mega Week was. This is something that's going to change the game moving forward. There's a lot of really cool stuff that happened. Largest drag and drive ever to happen ever in history. 530 race cars, more than 1,000 people on site. I just want to get him on here, and I literally texted him earlier. I said, I really don't have topics, man. I just want to know why, how it went, how you felt. Are you rested? What all's going on? So we're going to do all of that tonight. It's going to be a blast. So buckle up, get ready, and I'm gonna hit this intro video, and then we'll do intros. How about that? Sounds fun. I'm excited about this. Hang on, let me get down here and get this pulled up, baby. Can you tell I wasn't ready? I'm so used
you're
to.
just missing. Eric is taking care of everything. It's just like all I gotta do is show up and have my hair fixed and look good. So
yeah, that's exactly right. All right, here we go. All right. Well, welcome back. Let's hit these comments real quick, and then we'll do some intros.
Yeah.
Got the bucket list mob in here. Love these guys, dude. The Winnebagos are man, they got something big time in store for all those. Jan Haas in here saying good evening, kids. Excited to see him. We'll see him next weekend. Danny Gruba, got to hang out with him at Mega Week. Man, talk about if you're gonna have a co-pilot, that's the dude you want. That dude's not scared to not sleep for days and do all that.
Sean there mentioned I won the turtle again. I'd stepped away and I called June and I told her, I was like, man, I called June and Adam both and I was like, I'm so sorry. I had stuff going on and I stepped out and I wasn't there to get my turtle. I actually hadn't even really thought much about it. And I told June, I said, maybe I just need to sponsor the class. I've sponsored the turtle and I've won it twice now. And I'm like, maybe I just need to sponsor the class so I can win the class.
That may not be a bad idea. That
I
may not
know.
be
It's like if that's all it takes, I'm in.
yeah, right. Can you win your own class that you sponsor? I think so. I feel like you can. I feel like if there's ever a reason to push for it, that's the reason. Like, hey, I sponsored this. I'm coming for it. You better get ready.
I just hate that I've really struggled to do well at Rocky Mountain Race Week. I just hate that I've won the award that I've sponsored twice because that was not my intention. Like, yeah, it's funny, but no, it's not.
No, well, especially like for folks that don't know, it's the slowest of the class to finish, and
Yeah.
like that's not one you want to win. But hey,
So,
it at least gives you something to shoot for. Not really, but hey,
yeah.
did it
Me and
make you finish? Did it, like that's the thing,
oh
right?
yeah.
Did it
Oh, I
to go
finished.
ahead and finish? Yeah.
We'll get into that in a little bit, but I finished. It was a struggle, but I did it.
That's awesome. All right, well let's introduce ourselves. My name is Mike Narks. I'm the host of this and the Drag Drive Repeat News, which happens on Saturdays. Live, eat, breathe, sleep, drag and drive racing. And the man that started kind of all of that is right here is our de facto guest co-host. I mean, you've kind of been on the last few times. Eric's had to be out, so it's perfect. Introduce yourself. Tell them what you got going on, man.
I'm John Stone Cipher, known to the guys as Uncle Stoney, and I am the janitor at U.S. Motor Works in Kansas, Oklahoma. Michael's longtime friend. I've been with him through his whole ride and before that, and
Yep.
a longtime supporter of his race as well.
It's been awesome. I opened the back of the closet the other day. I can't fit in that T-shirt anymore from 2013 from the street car shootout,
Yeah,
but that's how long you and I've been doing this kind of stuff together,
that's,
and it's been pretty. We were friends before that, but yeah,
yeah.
man, that's really kind of where it kicked off. Who'd ever thought we'd be here?
I know it's crazy, isn't it?
It is absolutely wild. And one thing, we say race car friends all the time, but like
Yeah.
Uncle Stoney is definitely one of our. I mean, you're like the first race car friend I had, really. So it's kind of fun to see how this has grown, and we can't do this without everybody. So please hit the share button if you're out there. Make
Right.
comments on the side, man. We already got a bunch of folks in here making comments. Appreciate that. It really does. Race car friends really does make the world go round. Like you got to
And
have them to message at 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, dude, I don't want to work on this car anymore, and they're like, keep working on it, man.
we say race car friends, but we're actually, I would say, more family
Yeah. Oh yeah.
than friends. I mean, like, man, it's like just we're just family. That's how it is.
That's exactly right. Yeah, you know a lot of stuff that people don't need to know about me.
Same.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And then of course the sponsors for Drag Drive Repeat. I mean, we couldn't do if you guys don't know, I drove up to Iowa or Illinois last week to be at 2 days at Six Summer. Eric is there with his dad all week. We were both just on Mega Week. We're gonna be on the circuit here in 10 days can't or 7 days can't do that without our sponsors. So if you're trying to spend a little money, if you're trying to do some shopping for car stuff, hit these guys up. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, who's on Six Summer right now, winning or leading their class, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Man, the list is long. I'm hoping if we can get this one deal worked out, it's going to be even longer here pretty soon. I'm super pumped about that.
I just want to take a minute and say, guys, if you're not using these sponsors, you really need to look into them because I've made an effort to really branch out there. And I was always a Jegs guy. I use Summit now. I've bought several sets of pistons from Mullen last year. I've used Luke B at Howard's a lot, which is here close to us. So I plan on trying to use them for the fuel injection stuff. Driven, I talked to those guys when we were on Mega Week down at Ennis, Texas, and I actually switched over to Driven on the drive, and I had a little issue that was bothering me on the drive, and it actually fixed the issue. So guys, they're going out of their way to sponsor what we do, so let's use them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Big comment here from Danny Gruba saying Mega Week was a blast. Not sure if I would do doubles again. That was a mission in of itself, but I have to hand it to Tom Bagley and the Knapsack car did amazing. Man, those guys, we're going to talk about that with Matt because I can't wait to hear it from his side because catching it from our side, wow, dude, those guys, they put in the work, man. They just catching up with them every day was wild. Yeah. All right, let's get to it here. You guys know by now, Summit Racing is our title sponsor here for the Drag Drive Repeat show, news, and the circuit. And their speed legacy began back in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop with 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions. They fuel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Also, you can tune into the On All Cylinders podcast for more automotive discussions. This week, you can find them on the grounds at Six Summer. They've got Kevin and Alec both working the truck. They were here they were at Mega Week for several days leading up to that. They were on Power Tour. I mean, these guys have been 50 weeks a year. That truck is traveling to some event. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Find everything at summitracing.com. When you're down there, sometimes you can find the NARCS cart, which I thought I'd left a picture here at the Dallas location when we go down through there. That was pretty fun to be able to do while we were there, to take the cart, to go into the store and give Eric that experience. He had never been to one of the stores before.
I'll be honest with you. I've not been to the store. I've had people help me and go there for me, but for some reason I end up working on a lot of stuff and not getting to spend much time doing anything else.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. John Gilman here says, I spend a ton at Summit. It's only a little over an hour away. Man, that's awesome. That would be dangerous for me, because an hour, dude, you just cruise over there, man, especially in John's got a streetcar and a half right there.
Yeah.
Travis Wise in here saying Mega Week went off great, even with the high potential of being messy with the amount of cars and people. I'm blown away. I'm blown away that it went so well.
Me too.
And that's another thing we're going to talk to Matt about, is just how you figure that out. How you do all that. John saying the Atlanta store. Yeah. Bucket List Mob clearance section, baby. I'm telling you, we ended up with a ATI damper for Eric's Mustang when we were in there. He didn't know you had to have a damper to go anything quicker than $11.99. They had one in there. It was like half price, so saved like $200 and something. So of course we bought that.
He better be glad that he's seen that and I didn't, because I would have bought that and I don't even need it.
Right? He didn't need it yet, but we were like, man,
somebody will need this.
Yeah, we're like, probably better have that now, right?
Absolutely.
Man, Robert Voss, I've had a Summit credit card for 10 years. Yeah, buddy.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, let's talk about some fun stuff, guys. I want to tell you, this is a big deal. Let me pull this off here. I want to talk about this to you face to face. For a long time, like months and months, Drag Driver Pete has tried our best, our hardest, to cross 100,000 total followers, and we did it. Let's see, what's today? Wednesday. We did it on Monday. I actually sat down Monday night and counted it up, and we were over by 100. Dude, it's crazy, the relief. Not that we were like, oh man, followers are our main thing, but like to be so close for literal months. Like we would open up Instagram and lose 300 followers in like 2 days. And then if you're only gaining 30 or 40, boy, that's a swing, man. That is a big swing. Yeah. So we finally got it. We have crossed 100,000. Now we can stop looking at it for a little bit and we can get back to work. Pretty awesome. I feel like that's a bit of a milestone for us. That's on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and nearly every platform. We're above 10,000 followers too. So the more people we can just hammer out drag and drive content to, the better. Hey, I talked to Paul the other day and his Nova 74 Nova. It will be featured in the day one video for Drag Driver Pete. I'm working on it still. That's how busy I've been since I've been home. I ain't got day one yet. John Gilman here says YouTube is the same. Yes, 100%. Gain 10, lose 12. Yeah, it's crazy. John runs Shop 209 on YouTube. If you're looking for another great channel to follow, that's a good one as well. All right, let's get to talking about stuff, because this has been kind of fun. We've got a crazy show. Does that Circuit 2025 presented by Summit Racing is next week, dude? How does that make you feel? Does that make you?
I think I'm going to try to go to that this year.
Man, I can't sleep already. Like usually the days leading up, I can't sleep. Now, if I can't sleep this far out, it's going to be a problem. But I'm excited. We have some racer artwork that's going up every day. So essentially, Eric went in and changed the dates and a little bit of tweak on the artwork for everything. And so please be looking for your friends in there. Tag them if you don't see them, liking the post or making a comment, so people can start sharing that. That's the goal of the next 10 days, next 7 days, is to just absolutely flood the Facebook and Instagram and YouTube stuff with circuit memorabilia, or circuit advertising, promotional stuff, I guess, probably the way to phrase that. And then the old truck has the motor back in, the long block is back in. I'm going out to Stevens in the morning to hook all the turbo stuff back up. Steven has worked his butt off while I've basically sat at home and worked on other stuff. He's been working he got the old motor out, new motor in, all this stuff. So big shout out to the Maxons who provided that motor.
I went over Sunday evening. You had some carnage there going on.
Dude, carnage. I need to post those photos. I wish I had them pulled up here. Man, when you break a piston rod through the windage tray, or I guess it wasn't a rod through the windage tray. It was something went through the windage tray.
It was piece of piston stuff that it shoved it through the windage tray. That's what I went over. I went over to take him a windage tray. So yeah,
it was pretty wild.
I'll send you the bill for that. No big deal.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Uncle Stoney Motorworks.
Do I bill that to you or do I bill it to the Maxtons?
Oh yeah, Maxons for sure. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
no problem.
yeah. Their motor didn't have one. I mean, listen, if you're gonna get something for free, you
Yeah.
might as well be about it. Travis Wise here saying we didn't put dates on the awards. Heck no, dude. You don't ever put dates on anything. Just put the year.
Good job, Travis.
Yeah.
Also,
Love the awards.
I need to thank Travis. He's the one that's done the turtles and the snails for the circuit for me for the last couple of years. Does a great job on our stuff. So
yep, revved up Laserworks. Got to look it up, man. It's so cool.
Yes.
So cool. Let's get to this stuff. Waitlisters, I'm still going through there. I promise. I'll say this in public now. This may be the last year that I can do this, but we are going to take anyone that shows up day of. I'm hoping that we can continue to do that. I just know that there's so many people that wanted in that are on the wait list that I basically have to reach out. If I have 3 spots, I have to reach out to 3 people. I have to give them 24 hours or 12 hours or something to find out if they can make it. So like we're running out of time, essentially is what I'm saying, for me to
you're
going
to have like
to continue.
200. You're going to have like 200 extra cars show up. Hey, we're ready.
Bring it on. If we do, that's the bet I'm going to lay in. So that is the plan as of right now. What's really weird to me is I haven't been getting, last time I know the weather was going to be iffy last time, but even before that, like we had an abnormal amount of people. Oh man, I'm not going to make it. Like late in the game. Like if your motor's not in your car and you don't have a plan for it to be in your car by then, you probably need to let us know, right? Yeah.
What?
So, but hey, the motor's in and we have a plan. Like that's the whole thing, right? And everything should work like it should. But yeah,
I switch cars, switch motors, switch car owners. The only thing that remains the same in my package is going to be the driver and the tire size.
That's awesome.
Hey, I see here in the comments, John Gilman asked, "What's a turtle?" You're a 2-time winner there, John.
Yeah.
Same as me, 2-time.
He has them on the mantle. He's looking at them right now. I guarantee it.
I didn't even bring mine home. There's people that wanted them genuinely, so I made sure that they got turtles. So
that's awesome. For everybody that doesn't know, it is Jonathan is a naturally aspirated small block guy, and so he sponsors the slowest finisher in that class with a turtle trophy. And you love to get that because that means you finished.
Yep.
Larry Hayes in here, Stuart Clifton in here, had a great opportunity to talk to him several different days. They struggled.
I went by their pit several times. I didn't stop and talk to him. They were on the struggle bus, and I didn't want to bother them. So.
Yeah, don't put any of that on me. Don't
me.
Got my mom in here. Good evening. How are you? Love you. Neil Sabo in here. Man, Chris White said, I'm bringing a red turtle. No, you're not, dude.
That's right.
There's no way. Oh, yeah, here we go. Johnny Allen, how are you liking the new car?
I love it. It's sitting here behind me. I'm going to miss the next race with it, the circuit, because I had a borrowed motor, and Jimmy Baker from Jim's Performance Machine loaned me a motor. So I'm actually putting it in his truck that's been down for a while, and I'm bringing it. So
yes,
I just like to play musical motors. I asked him, I said, "Hey, when you're in high school, what was the school hooker's name?" Which he didn't tell me, but I said, "If you tell me, that's what I'm going to call the motor because it's already been in 3 cars in 3 weeks."
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Brett Marvel here saying, my turtle in 2024 was my first piece of hardware ever.
Awesome.
Pretty awesome.
That's great.
Yeah. Got Stuart in here. Oh yeah. Fast Ranger Motorsports Race Car Friends. I'll say that I felt bad I didn't get Stoney a Panda sticker. Yeah, dude, you got to get him one of those, man. Gotta get him one of those.
We'll get that taken care of.
John Doherty, I struggled too. People kept waking me up from my nap. Man,
I'll be honest with you. Other than one day, me and John, we nap during the day because we'll get into the drives here in a little bit about that. But we took some naps and we were kicked back.
Yeah,
and we even ate halfway decent. Now,
wow,
we had a couple nights we drove all through the night, but all in all, it was worth it.
I like your style. We'll have to remember that when we go to the next Mega Week, which sounds like maybe happening. That's one of the question we're going to talk to Matt about. Yeah, you got to get a nap. And the great thing about Jonathan or probably John is that y'all can sleep anywhere, anytime.
Anywhere. I told C's when I come down here this evening, I'm sitting in my comfy chair, and I was like, gosh, I hope I don't get too relaxed. I'll fall asleep while they're doing the interview. I'll be like, what?
She over there snoring, man. Bring it on. I promise we'll be fine. We won't wake you up too much. Travis Wise here, $500 to the tailgate shootout winner on Sunday. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see that as well.
By the way, I'm bringing the tailgate. So just so you know, Travis,
I think you're bringing the tailgate to win. To be honest,
I don't think I'm the winner, but I'm bringing a tailgate. So
Rob, John Gilmore. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Rob Lipinski. Someday my junk will run again.
I was expecting to see Rob's car on Mega Week. It's everything that's exciting. It's an old car. It's something you don't see every day. It's a gasser. It's got a blown big block. It's just and it's painted a different color. So it's just like,
Yeah, it's going to be interesting seeing that car in person because, man, from the photos, it
oh,
looks
I
bad.
can't I can't wait. Like can't wait.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
bring it
it's
on.
almost inspiring me to want to do a gasser for next year.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
There's one. It's called Bad Influence at Six Summer, and I'm like, I gotta have one, man. I gotta have one. There's too much. John Gilman says we ate better on Mega Week than we normally do, but we also slept in the car one night. Been there, dude.
Yeah, crazy how that happens.
Yeah, huh? Weird. Oh, interesting. And then Richard Brewer, I hope I can get booked for more events. Man, I hope so too, dude. It
Yeah.
was great having you around. Your ability to
Absolutely.
catch content is awesome. All right, let's get to it, man. Here, so again, catch up on the circuit. Waitlisters, I promise, I'm trying to get to you, but I'm scared with the amount of time I have left. I'm not gonna be able to go through the list properly in the right format. So if you are planning to come to the circuit, get your stuff ready and come on. We're gonna be there Thursday. Thursday is now open to everyone. I've refunded all the VIP tech. Thursday's open 12 to 4ish. I'd really like to be wrapped up by 4 so we can go get set up at the Los Cabos for the restaurant for the racer pre-party. And then Friday morning we're going to hopefully do 8 to noon. And again, be wrapped up by noon so we can get to Galena to get set up for the block party. So that gives us 8 hours of tech. If you can't make it in that time, plan better. I'm not going to open. You can't tech at the block party, or
What?
maybe you can. I don't know. Yeah, dude, it's going to be too hard. I'm scared to try and do.
I
You know, what I
know.
mean? You just keep giving all these people, and so we're gonna cut it 12 o'clock
But-
on 12ish on Friday.
What we need to do is we need to just hire somebody to do tech, and then you just be like, "Oh, you gotta go see so and so."
That's what we have.
maybe
Sean Fling is going to be doing tech, so
Okay.
he's going to be awesome.
Okay.
He does tech for Drag Week and the lanes and all that kind of stuff. So Sean raced with us last year in the Grand Marquis.
Awesome.
The blower Grand Marquis, and then Matt raced the car, but they're all three coming. All four, sorry, Matt, Tara, who everybody will know if they've been to a SICK or a Drag Week event. She's usually in the registration, which I think is going to help Melissa out, kind of help figure that stuff out and taking times and registration and all that. And then Michael Fling and Matt Fling, their children, are going to be there helping in any way they can. So it's going to be kind of fun. Headlights, taillights, blinkers, horn are mandatory. Get all of your NHRA license, get your insurance printed, get your registration. You can go into your tag office and say, hey, I need a new registration, please. And they will print it right there. It's pretty easy. It just takes about 20 minutes. Make sure you have all of that. I don't want to have to go through all that crap and listen to your bullshit about not having it.
If you don't have any of that, send me $300 and you'll magically have it appear.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, I think it's 500 for that service. I think it's 500.
Oh, okay, 500. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 250 for you, 250 for me. Got it.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
promotional stuff. Yeah. So pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm trying. So come one, come all. Let's go do this. Driven Racing Oil event updates, y'all. This is a big one. We're gonna have to roll fast here if we're gonna be on time. Let me run through this. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track and drag and drive, or pushing limits in top fuel. Drag boats and demo derbies, winning racers choose GP1. It's compatible with engines, classic hot rods, cutting edge race machines, which is, that's like drag and drive there. We have cutting edge race machines in classic cars. And then I'm not going to read the rest of that. Listen, Driven is the baddest oil. They go to these events. They support these events. They support us. Yeah. If you have any questions, just find drivenracingoil.com. Find them at one of the events. Again, they're on Six Summer right now. They were at Mega Week. And if we could pressure them, they're only 5 hours from the circuit. So if we could maybe put a little bit of thumb on them, some people tag them in the comments, things like that, I'm sure we could. I'm hoping we could get them there. So this event segment's brought to you by them. Sick Summer is going on right now. Craziness. We're going to talk about it here in a minute. Who's leading classes? Big Sky Race Week is happening right now, and today started BC Drag It Challenge. So we literally have 3 national events going on right now. Right, like as we speak right now, there are 3 national level events going on, which are 4 days or more of racing. So crazy. It's crazy that it's so big. Sorry, I'm trying to run through the comments here.
No, you're fine.
Hey, Cliff Parvin, party!
Okay. Party!
Yeah. Okay. But let's talk about upcoming events, which I may not have. Yes, here we go. East Coast Drag and Drive. So we talked about the events that are happening now. That will run us through like the 23rd of the month. And then the next event up will be the circuit starting the 26th. 26th with the racer pre-party, which I don't think I put a picture in here. Yeah, here we go. So the 26th with the racer pre-party, 27th, 8th, and 9th, we're racing here at Tulsa Raceway Park and Mocan Dragway. And you know what? I just thought we need to have some competition going on with the East Coast Drag and Drive that's happening the same weekend on the East Coast in the like New Hampshire, New Brunswick. It's in Canada, wherever that's at, New Brunswick area. Let me pull up and see if they have we used to do some trash talk with the 650 class that was at that was with the one in Australia. Let me see. I'm going through here. I'll have to find it here in a minute. Yeah. If we have a class that is similar, or maybe a couple classes are similar, I'll put out a call out to those guys and see who can win. Like if they have like a index style class, probably the best way to do it. Johnny Allen here asking for talking about the circuit. Friday is racing at Tulsa. So Friday is tech. Friday morning is tech. Then Friday evening is a block party in Galena, Kansas. So if you're not racing in the circuit and you want to come to probably the biggest block party Galena, Kansas has ever seen, come to Galena, Kansas on Friday night. We are partying it there. And then while you're there between 4 and 9 p.m., see all the cool stuff and then bounce just a little early and go to Mocan for a 32 car circuit only shootout that John Ketch and Josh Rich are putting on there. And they've got payouts and they've got entry fees and all that kind of stuff.
I need to be entered in that. I need to get a hold of them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because I think it's going to be awesome.
It doesn't even matter what the index is. I'm in.
Yeah. So they've got two classes. They've got like a fast class that's 8th mile, and I think they've got like it's either 11:0 or 11:50 and slower quarter mile.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah. Yes. And then so Saturday Mocan, we were racing Saturday at Mocan. Sunday we're racing at Tulsa. Saturday night we'll be back at Tulsa for the racer party. It's going to be maybe the busiest weekend you've been on since Mega Week.
Jan posted there. East Coast 11:0 has no chance.
No chance.
He's probably right.
Those guys.
That's
write it off.
That's Jan. That's Jan.
Yes, exactly. He's a beast. Let me make that in the notes right here. That's what's upcoming. So we've got I'll do the notes in a minute. So we've got East Coast Drag and Drive and the circuit same weekend. We've got Street Week Sweden happens June 6th through 12th. Then you've got Midwest Drags now. July. Sorry, I said June. Yeah, July.
That's right.
July 6th through 12th for well, it says 6-7.
Do you have a time machine?
Yeah, we're going back, baby. Going back. July 6th through 12th in Sweden. Our boy Ken White is going to be there, and I think Tom Bagley is going to be there for a few days as well. But I know Ken is going to be giving us some behind the scenes stuff, some photos, some commentary. We're going to have him on the show one night. We're talking about the event and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be really fun to see that. The name that will not be spoken. This event, I don't know if it's on or not. I've heard postponement. I've heard cancellation. I've heard refunds. There's nothing on the website or on the Facebook page about it. So I can't there's no official statement is what I'm saying. So
I didn't enter, but I'll see if I can get a refund.
Yeah. Until we know for sure, I got to keep it on the list. Right. And then All Stars Drag and Drive in Australia. This is a new one for 2025. This is July 10th through 13th. So we're looking now. We are packed crazy for the rest of this month. And that gives us for the first 2 weeks of July, there's 3 events. It's nuts, dude. And we're starting to branch out across the world. We've got Sweden, we've got Australia, and we've got one maybe here in the States. But go ahead.
We need to pick us up a sponsor where me and you can make either Sweden or Australia. So I would love to do that.
You know one thing, I don't know if you saw this, but you see that name in the top of
I know.
We know them dudes.
I want to race there. Like I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that logistics. Hey, John Gilman's got a quick question there. John, I can go ahead and answer that. It's not near far enough. Not anything you'd be used to.
It's a day's drive for if you were in Mega Week. So it's 300 miles. Our thing has kind of always been 3 days, 300 miles. So it's about 150-ish miles each day of driving. And then Travis was asking about bowl. Yes, we are still bowling on Saturday night.
So what I was going to do is I'm just going to do the whole drive and then go ahead and go back to Mocan to race. I'm going to drive to Mocan, drive Tulsa, drive back to Mocan, then race, and then I'll be ready at Tulsa. So just to be ready.
That's exactly what you should do. I would hope you do that.
Yeah.
It'll be like a Wednesday night for Mega Week racers.
Yeah, exactly. Wednesday night.
Yeah. John Gilman here saying Sweden, dude, I'm telling you, that would be a fun one. And those guys over there know how to party for sure.
I'm glad he's in because I was going to gonna take John's car. So
Yeah, right. Well, listen to this. Are you ready for this? In the month of June, there are 12 drag and drive events. Do you know that in 2022 there were only 11 events total?
wild, isn't it?
How's that make you feel? Does that make you feel crazy
Yeah.
like me? It's pretty wild. There's 7 events as of right now in July, 6 in August, 6 in September, and 5 in October.
What's wild is, as you know, I used to be a drag and drive statistics guy. I knew like who had the records and what classes and everything. There's so many, my brain can't comprehend all of it anymore. Like used to, you'd call me and be like, "Who's this?" And I'd be like, "This is blah blah blah," and they were the winner of this
Mhm.
year. And I don't have it anymore. There's so many races. When there was
Yeah.
1 and then 2 and then 3, it was like. But now I'm just like blown away.
It's hard to keep up with, and I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that there would be this many events to track, right? I mean, it's a blessing
Absolutely,
for sure for
absolutely,
what we do on this side,
I,
but
for
it's
sure.
it's wild. And the cool thing, what I'm really excited to see is how many new people we have for 2025 that have never raced a drag and drive before.
Right, right.
It should be pretty wild.
It's
Melissa Morrow here saying, "Do you have a master schedule of all the D&D events?" Why, yes, we do. That's actually my next comment. Is dragdriverpete.com/event list dash 2025. So you can go right there, and I've got links to every event. If they don't have like a website, I have the page on Facebook. We'll drop it here in the comments so everybody can see it. It's crazy. 49 events are on the schedule for 2025, and I'm telling you guys, there's ones that we haven't seen or don't know about yet, or that are in
yeah,
they're in the early stages, because really it's still only June. You could put one together and have 50 cars by the end of, I don't know. You have one by the end of October, probably, September, something like that. And as we,
as many people as we know, we could put together a 50-car shootout and have it ready by next week.
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. And I think that is one thing that's kind of fun about all the events, is that there are so many different styles now. We're seeing, like Heads Up Hustle, which I'm announcing it next month. Shameless plug, up in Michigan. You have 2 days to set your average and then a shootout. You have like Back to the Streets, which is a shootout every day. Like it's heads up, no test passes, no anything, racing every day. And then you have like all of these traditional ones where it's averages every day, where your averages from your days of racing. So who knows what the right formula is to bring all the people in, but I love that everybody's trying something different.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody's got a little different taste. I mean, that's,
Yeah. Tom Tashner here saying 2026 will be our first drag and drive. He's been to Drag Week a bunch, but I think just as visitors. So that's awesome to see him. He's down in Boonville. Lucky 8 Performance. If you guys you got that super cool Caprice, like the box top Caprice.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for saying this. As Drag Driver Pete is partially responsible for that growth from 11 to 45 events. Listen, it's the best community that's out there. I don't know of any other car community that's as awesome as the drag and drive community. It's amazing. Okay, JWire Solutions is your solution is your expert car and marine wiring solutions you can trust. JWire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, race car, drag and drive car. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience better. Plus, they're just total badasses that race 850 in Fast Act Racing, and those dudes know how to get down. It's crazy to see how fast they can make stuff and how reliable they can do it. The blinker module that they make, all the products that he's making, like these are things that Drag and Drive Racer is thinking about all the time. And that's one of the best things that I love. That's what I love about Jay Blanchard. It's what I love about him being a part of this program. It's like when they start figuring that stuff out, dude, it's over. Like he can get it done. He knows how to make things work. So while we're talking about the JWire solution, I want to talk about Mr. Brian Acton himself and their performance at Six Summer so far. He's leading the 6 street race class, which is an 850 index. Right now, after 2 days, they got rained out today, but an 8.516 average. And then in street race 275, which normally this is an 850 index as well, but normally these guys are competing. Like if they're at Drag Week, there's one 850 class. Jeremy Ortiz, who has won it before, has an 8.515 average in street race 275. These guys are wild, man.
Yeah.
It is insane. to be that close, like Brian and Jay, literally the first day they had an 8.512 pass, their first pass of the day one. They should have packed up and left, but those guys are so competitive. They've never had an 8.50 pass on day one. So they went 8.512, 8.514, 8.520, and 8.524, and they didn't leave till 4 o'clock. Like, how hard is that, man? How hard is that? Oh, hey, here we go. Eric White sitting there says, what's up, fellas? Dad and I are having a blast at Six Summer. Man, I'm jealous I couldn't have stayed all week, dude. Believe me, that was one of the toughest things that I've done so far, is not stay there, because I should have. Eric just dropped a new album, Sixth Magazine Six Summer Day 3 was a wet one, but he just dropped a bunch of photos over on his Facebook page. So if you haven't gone over there and do it, look at them. They're amazing. Eric's photography ability is just rocket ships, man. Okay, Brian Goldstone is leading overall and the unlimited iron class with a 6.606 average. Steve Morris, 6.852 average. Alex Taylor in the ultimate iron as well, 7.45 average after turning in an 8.19 slip on day one. Pretty wild. And then have you seen Nick Cryer's new car? Oh, yeah. Mother. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. 427 cubic inch LSX, twin turbos. This car, as of, Monday night when I left, it had made 8 passes, and every single one of them had been in the 7s. Like crazy. I mean, since it had been finished, only 8 passes and all of them in the 7s. Like, it's just nuts. Yeah. So they did it just before the event, and some of the first passes they made 2 test passes at a track, and then it rained out, and then they were on their way to Six Summer. All right, Nick Cryer for there. That is our J-Wire Solutions segment. Good luck to everybody at Six Summer. I want to wish you all the best. We hope you guys get through that R word today, and it's done for the week. That was what we would hope.
That's right.
So you get some more racing in, because there's a ton of cool cars up there, man. 344 cars to be exact, actually. Peyton has a 5.445 average, and Jason Pickett would be second overall with his 5.45 average. Sorry. Randy Seward, third place overall with a 5.463 in Pro Street. Yeah, think of the difference in car between Royce Payton's and Randy Seward's.
Oh, yeah.
Man, and to be off that much, Randy is just a beast. All right, guys, welcome to episode 110 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. Dude, tonight we've got a crazy show. And then for the Molly Motorsports segment, we're going to talk about Big Sky Race Week. So racers and high performance enthusiasts, ready to start your next engine build? If so, call Eric Grillo or George Wright at Molly Motorsports, because not only are they knowledgeable and have big brains in their heads, they are also drag and drive racers, and we're both on Mega Week. Another reason to be there with the tent set up every day. Super smart. Power Pack Pistons they have more than 1,200 applications. Surely they got something you can use. If not, they can custom design your own piston if you had some other kind of weird deal. And the Power Pack Pistons come complete with pistons, rings, wrist pins, and clips designed all to work together, so you don't even have to think about it. Molly Motorsports does all the engineering so you can get to the part that matters, building a power plant that leads to victory lane. MollyMotorsport.com for more details. And for our podcast listeners, Molly is spelled M-A-H-L-E. So Molly Motorsports, M-O-L-L-Y, is a different kind of motorsport. M-A-H-L-E motorsport.com. Big Sky Race Week is happening right now. We talked about that a little bit ago. And our boy, Jason Pickett in the hearse is up there right now. This is in his neck of the woods. This is a guy that has done a lot of drag and drive events in the past. The hauling ash hearse, leading the whole thing, man. He's out front, leading everything. Awesome. He's got the lead overall and in Outlaw with a 5.45 average. And then a name that is synonymous with drag and drive, Mr. Dan Nissen, is taking part in the Big Sky Race Week because it's in his backyard, right? Like, I think he lives like right there, and he's in third in Outlaw with an 8.08 average. So I think he struggled one day or something like that. I don't know. They've had 3 days of racing, and they are live with Google Docs, so you can see as people turn in their slips, they are able to update and all that kind of stuff. And that's how we're going to do it at the circuit, so you can see what everybody's time is as you go through there. Pro Street, I want to give a big shout out to our boy Jacob Klein is up there as well. Love that truck. Another Rocky Mountain Race Weeker guy. Don't know whose car this is, but good Lord, it is absolutely gorgeous. And then Cassie and Kevin Lowry are there in the wagon. You'll remember them from the circuit last year, from Mega Week. They brought this blower, small block Chevrolet stick shift wagon. They drove it up to Big Sky Race Week as well. They're awesome. Love those guys. Quick notes. Pro Street, Royce Payton's leading that class with a 5. Oh, actually, hey, you know what? I was wrong. Royce Payton has a 5.445 average, and Jason Pickett would be second overall with his 5.45 average. Sorry, fat fingered the notes there. Randy Seward, third place overall with a 5.463 in Pro Street. Dude is an animal.
That's close. All that.
Yeah, think of the difference in car between Royce Payton's and Randy Seward's.
Oh yeah,
man, and to be off that much, Randy is just a beast. Sean Fink, 5.510 average. We know him from other Dragon Drives. Stick Shift has 16 cars signed up, second largest group of the event. And then True Street, which is kind of like their DYO class, has 60 cars at Big Sky Race Week. So I think it's like 130 cars are up there. See Buckeye Skips here saying, good evening, guys. Another Dragon Drive event that's happening in the Midwest. Stuart Clifton talking about Eric's photos. All the photos are great. Yeah, they are amazing. That's the Molly Motorsports segment because, dude, we got to talk about your experience, and then we got to bring Matt in after that to talk about all of his stuff. So I want to say thanks again to Molly Motorsports. They were one of the first folks to come on board with us. They're awesome and super knowledgeable. I mean, really, like Eric Grillo drove his slow pickup truck, but went 4 rounds or 3 rounds at the shootout in the bracket class. Usually drives like a stick shift 10-second, could be possibly 9-second in a Nova pulling the trailer, and then George Wright, another stick shift driver, small block NA in the Duster there. That car, man, he struggled a little bit. They just put new shocks and springs on that car and fought it all week long. But once they got lined out, dude, he ended up in like the low 10s as well, like 1040s or something like that. So big shout out to them. If you're trying to buy some Pistons, man, Molly Motorsports is a place to go for sure. Dude, tonight we've got a crazy show. All right, and the Deechworks part. We're going to talk about your stuff now because you guys had some fun. So Deechworks, if you need any kind of fuel component, if you need fuel pumps, anything fuel delivery related, they got it. Filters, regulators, pumps, pump modules, all this kind of stuff. What they really do well is late model modules. While we were there and got the tour, they were working on a system that is drop in ready for a GTR capable of 3,000 horsepower. Triple 810 pumps, and just drops in same spot, locks into the same factory harness, plugins and everything. So pretty incredible work over there. Deechworks.com. You can see how to spell it here on the screen. I'm not going to try and spell that for you. It's crazy, and their customer support is unmatched.
Their website's great too. It's very knowledgeable, and they got a good website.
Yep. So this segment is about you. So not only are you a co-host, you're like I guess you really are guest co-host. So you're kind of the guest now. So let's talk about some of these things. I want to talk about how much fun you had at Mega Week, some stories. I think I sent you the notes for man, give me 2 or 3 stories of just stuff that went down. So first I want to talk about the car, power plant, and then you had the coolest co-pilot.
For sure.
So
she got a trophy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Was it because her love for you? I can see the love here in this photo.
I tell you what, guys, she did one of the circuit races with me in the Nova, and that's what turned her off from doing the Dragon Drive with me, period. I've went several years without her. She did 2019, she did with me in the Nova. That's when it got named the gas chamber, and she hated every second of it. It made her sick because the fumes were so bad in the car. That's not her thing, so me, I was just used to it. It's every old car I drive. Most of them got the exhaust plumbed into the cabin just because. Yeah. But me and her talked, and the deal come up to buy the 67 with James, and me and her had already decided we were going to do a car that was more comfortable for us to drive. My thing was I've really struggled the last couple of years as far as finishing and even placing, and I told her there's easier ways to lose. So you don't have to work near as hard to lose as I've been working to lose. So I told her I wanted a car that was more comfortable, and we could we traveled in the car.
They said, did it?
No, it didn't make her throat hurt. John, It did not. So there's some inside joke to that. John actually, a real good friend of mine, he bought the exhaust and the headers and exhaust off my car from when it had the big block combo in it. And one of his friends rode with him and said it made his throat hurt. So that was Bo Pickard. So
Oh, nice. Yeah.
so anyway, so we got something that we can enjoy, and we did this one without a trailer, which we'll be working on getting a trailer. Oh, and the best shot of the car is me working on it. There's some great pictures of me working on the car. This literally, the only thing I did during the week is I changed the oil and I changed the plugs once and broke a brake line on the starting line.
Dude.
Of all the weird things. I pulled up there to do a burnout, and the car, it just kind of shuddered a little bit, like it was struggling to do a burnout. I was a little bit out of the water, and I just mashed the brake pedal harder, and the brake pedal went to the floor. And luckily I was right there, and I just shut it off, and we pushed it back.
Yep.
So we always need to take time and count our blessings, because that could have been a whole lot worse. If that had happened, we were in heavy traffic in Dallas the night before, and it could have happened then. It could have happened when I was down at the end of the track making the pass, getting ready to make the turn. I mean, there was, other than the photo opportunity for all the guys to take really good photos of being broken, there was no better place for that to happen.
Yeah, definitely. And
so
it was great. Like when you pulled up, I heard it shut off. I was like, what is going on? And then you were just like out, and you're like, push it back. And so, yeah, you did. I mean, obviously it's not a hard repair. It is kind of wild, and it's a great thing it happened right there.
Oh, it was great. Everybody kind of went out of their way. With the other car, I actually, with the Nova, I actually carry spare brake lines. And this car being a new car, and I didn't have any spares. That's just one of the things that I always think about, because those things are braided and they flex. And the other car, I even have DOT brake lines on there, because DOT actually has to pack past the spec. This car didn't have DOT brake lines on it. It's just one of those things that we just, I've done it myself, just built a car and threw stuff on it, and but it's going to be getting the brake lines changed. And I couldn't get parts quick enough to Frankie and Angie Shepard. They took off, they jumped in their vehicle and they ran to Summit to get me a brake line, and they weren't going to be back in time for me to be able to finish. So I took a pair of vice grips and I clamped the brake line off, and I just drove down to take I especially didn't want to be out the first time with the new car and not finish. And then what I'd done to get there, a lot of people don't know, I'd bought some pieces. I'd bought a short block and bought some top end pieces, and I put a motor together, and it was bad. It had real bad blow by. So I had a friend that had a shop loan me a motor. So I went and pulled the motor out of his car, put it in my car, and the car had 0 passes in it. I had 0 passes on the car since I'd owned it. That includes street passes, and I had 0 passes at the track. So when I lined up at Tulsa and drove, and when I made the pass down the track, that was literally the first pass it made.
Wow.
And my first pass in the car also.
That's awesome. And it's a proven car. It's James Lowry.
It is. Yeah. Absolutely.
So it had done what it was supposed to. And that's where like the benefit of that car came from, because man, it's cool. It's got a great history.
The car was proven, the motor is proven. So I wasn't stressed about that. I was just stressed about getting there. So
yeah, to thrash like that, dude, you know how hard that is, man. It's hard to thrash like that ahead of it.
My friends always say, man, why don't you just start sooner? Like, why do you wait till the last minute? And I'm like, I've only owned this car like 3 weeks. What do you mean?
Yeah, right. That's exactly right. Yeah, Melissa Morrow here, great photographer, says moments matter. It's not always about pretty car pics. That's for sure.
That's right. Yeah.
And you did it with some cool shots. I didn't take all of them from your Facebook page or ours. Even I know Eric grabbed it, several of them of you working on it there in the front. But dude, like there were people that were helping. It was really cool.
Yeah, the guys from Quick Performance, they really went out of their way. They come out there with a bag full of lines and fittings and everything. But my car had old. Hey, bub, my car's got old X-body calipers on it, so it's not something you should start. Don't you start sooner? That's right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
why
Chris.
don't you start sooner? Yeah.
Hey, Chris, how'd your drive shaft come out? We're going to take jabs.
He picked up an extra in Oklahoma City because he just knew something was going to happen. And what's funny is we did get the old truck ready after just the beating I took in Waffle House that night.
Absolutely.
We did get the truck ready, and it made it 400 feet on the drag strip. It made it. I've probably put 150 miles on it here, and I was pretty mean to it. And Chris said the drive shaft came out really violently.
Yeah, it's what it looked like to me.
That's awesome. William Hogan here says, if another mega week happens, hint, I do believe I'm signing up for both A and B stick shift.
Oh gosh, you're an animal, dude.
It's crazy. Let's tell a few more stories, because I want to talk to Matt about this double A and B stuff.
So we had a really good time, and like I said, the only maintenance I did a set of spark plugs and changed the oil in the car, and we me not driving the car. It's got a 390 gear and a 26-inch tire, and it's got a real low RPM motor in it. We did the whole drive at 50 mile an hour. That's yeah.
Ouch.
So our group that had intended on traveling together, we split into two groups. My friend Chad Maggard, I told him, I said, dude, you're a trooper, because his truck will cruise 80, and he hung with me the whole time. And I let the rest of our group go ahead of us, and I told him, I said, hey, if you have any trouble, you'll be in front of us. And I had just Frankie Shepard and Emmy Shepard, they were in the little Chevy tube. I had just completed for them. Like, it had 0 passes on it too. So they picked it up from me on Monday, and we went racing that weekend.
Oh man, that's awesome.
So, and I just spent time. I did the Holly on it, did some interior stuff, made sure all the wipers, turn signals, and all that stuff worked, which I was really glad all that stuff came out great. So that all worked good. They had a little problem with the air conditioner, but I worked on that, but I didn't do that part. So I was like, okay, I'm going to help you fix it, but you know.
Yeah, you'll be getting my invoice next week when we get back home.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably not how it is when you're on a Dragon Drive.
When we're on Dragon Drive, it's just is what it is.
No
we
bill.
just jump in there and we just take care of it. So
yeah, man. Yeah, I'm sure Chad was probably loving the fuel mileage.
Oh, he told me, he goes, man, he goes, I'm glad it started raining. He goes, because I just drove in your ruts, and he goes, I got to sleep for about 2 hours because my truck just followed your car. I was like, so the drive from Flying H to Oklahoma City, we left and we did the whole drive, and I hit the hotel at 5 a.m. But I watched the weather quite a bit all the time because I'm here in Oklahoma and I'm in Tornado Alley, so I got to be aware of what's going on. So I watched the weather and I could tell there was going to be some heavy storms. So I went ahead and we rolled through the night and made it to Oklahoma City, got to our room. That way we wouldn't get caught in a storm. We were in some rain, but we weren't in what some of the other people had to drive through. Man. And plus I was rolling on drag radials, so SS's, but still, Boo calls those aqua treads because they're not like he said, you're not a man unless you have pros on it. I was like, okay.
I don't know. I didn't want to be any, we had like big time street tires on the cart and I was out. I didn't want to have any more to do with that. We were following Taco Time. They had no wipers there out front leading. I'm like, and they were on a radial tire too. I'm like, you guys are nuts, man. We're pulling off. We're off over here. We were soaked. It was wild. Yeah, Richard saying the drive was brutal. Yeah, aqua treads. Yeah, the drive, it wasn't bad, to be honest. The drive was pretty easy. I just wish we had been ahead of a lot of people, because in driving slow, we could have caught those photos and all that kind of stuff. We did get to hang out at Mel Hamilton's, which was really a great stop, man. There were so many people buying parts and all that kind of stuff. It was a really cool place.
I regret that I didn't. Yeah, I seen some of his pictures. So I regret that I didn't get to hang out there. So I did do a hood pose just for them.
Yeah.
Chad was there with me, and his wife goes, how come you didn't do a hood pose?
Right? Chad should have. It's classic Stoney right there.
Yeah. If you don't do a hood pose, was it even a Dragon Drive?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. It definitely was.
That's why I had to I had to park the black car, because I couldn't climb up on the hood. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So
get on that paint. It's too nice.
Yeah. So
Rob Lipinski, radials in the rain are great for changing lanes unexpectedly.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Chris Story, I love the Uncle Stoney hood pose. Man, you've been doing that a long time. We did that at the car show out at the children's shelter one time. Man, that became a thing. That's pretty awesome.
A couple years ago, somebody said they coined the hood pose on Dragon Drive or on a race week in some year. So I threw him a picture of me on a hood when I was like 15, laid across the hood of a car. I'm like, but did you? Like, I've been doing this for 40 years. So
that's awesome.
I even have a picture of me as a baby on the hood of a Ford pickup. So it started at birth.
That's just your thing. You've been doing that your whole life.
It's just what I do.
Well, and before the show, as we close out this segment here, because we can get Matt on, before the show, we were talking about spouses, right? And bringing spouses. I said it's cool to bring a spouse as long as they're cool. That's not really the right terminology.
Yeah.
And then I said, bring your spouse as long as they want to come, because there's a lot of times where we talk our spouse into coming on these things, and Dragon Drive is hard. Dragon Drive is very, very hard. So tell us how much fun Season had.
She had a blast. And what was really good is Doherty's wife came, and Angie Shepard came, and they really of the group, she had met Shanda before, but they'd never hung out. And then of course she knew your wife, but she had a blast because she got to see all the things that I come home and tell her about, and then and she understands now why we don't call till like 3, 4, 5 in the morning. She's like, "Why do you guys call so late? Why do you drive so late? Why do you, you know?"
Yeah.
So after doing one that, like, when we did the circuit deal, we drove to Tulsa and then drove back to Mocan. I mean,
it's not
that
hard.
it's a dragon drive, but that's really not. That's like one leg of a dragon drive at one of the big races.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like
I was
like
all
Matt,
worried when we
like,
were going to start talking about going to Ozark, and it was 220 something miles. I was like, wait, what? What am I worried about
what?
here? Yeah,
Yeah,
there wasn't a drive less than 250 miles on Mega Week.
yeah, right. So
Last part here, Danny Grubauer says the drive was wild. We left Flying H at 8:30 p.m. Tried to lose a right front wheel about 8 miles into the drive. Yep, got to the checkpoint at 8 p.m. Oh no, 8:30 a.m. the next morning. Sorry, and then got to the checkpoint at 8 p.m. So 11 and a half hours later, which is about how long it took. Then helped Steve McDermott with his broken wheel studs and lower ball joint. Then shortly before the hotel, we watched Jacob Broyles fix his Mustang. They got to the hotel at 4:15 a.m. So a 20-hour day minimum out there, and just man, that's what Dragon Drive is. And we talk like, I hate to tell these stories and make it sound awesome, but it is like that
it is.
struggle. People need that in their life. They need that hardness. They need to stay up too long. They need to be tired. They need that as a reset.
The thing about that, if you do Dragon Drive, everyday life is easy because it's like if you don't have a flat tire and the wheel come off and tear a fender off the trailer, it's like, man, what'd you really do today?
That's
So
exactly right. I'm making that note as a great motivational part there, because that's exactly right.
but really, I mean, it's to get out and do what we do with our cars. There's guys that have cars that have them for years and don't do anything with them. Well, I've got cars that I've had for years and don't do anything with, and I need to do something with because, this car here, I don't know as far as total mileage, but James had this car for 10 years, and I probably put almost as many miles on it as a week, and he did in 10 years. And he did some Dragon Drive stuff, but it was stuff where it was like 60 and 80 mile drives, not 400.
Yeah.
It's like
In a day.
it's like the first year, I believe is 20 that we I talked Boo into taking his car, and I did the drive because that's before he had his LASIK and he couldn't see at night. So I did all the drives and then he raced. I put more miles on his car the first day than he had put on it since he had bought it on the
Man,
street.
that's wild.
So
That's wild.
yeah.
Richard Brewer here saying co-pilot Kyle took 5 days to get home from Mega Week. Probably because that dude needed rest, man. That dude needed, and it's pilot Kyle now.
Yeah.
Neil Sabo, this is a great example. Says I usually don't talk to my wife that week. I don't know what time it is. That's
Right.
Melissa is so great about that with me. She's like, I just pull you up on Life 360 or find my phone or whatever and see that you're moving, and I know things are good. She's like, so I kind of give her an itinerary, but other than that, you have no idea.
Mine always, she said, no matter what time it is, I want you to call when you hit the hotel. I just want to know that you made it to the next place.
Yeah.
So I'd always call her, no matter what time it was, I'd call her. And then now she's like, I wish you were just calling me. No, she didn't say that. She was, she was actually glad to be there, and we're already talking about the next one. She's going to be my co-pilot for the circuit too.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Melissa keeps kind of threatening to come, and I'm like, her and I need to do a weekend event.
I'm just going to tell you, take her in the truck. Don't take her in the cart. Don't end up getting divorced. There's no reason. There's no reason to lose your wife over this deal.
A truck kind of girl, and I probably need to wait till it's cooler outside, and maybe something we can find in the fall. I wish I could work out weekend.
We just need to put vintage air on that deal and make it your Drag Driver Pete official vehicle.
Oh, hey, and tow a camper. Huh?
I'm bringing it to you. I'm bringing you one.
I'm excited.
For the people that don't know, he's got a mobile office going to be en route. So
I'm excited. I've already measured the shop to make sure it fits in here, so I can work on it inside and all that kind of stuff. Man, it's gonna be bad to the bone. So for folks that don't know, the Winnebago that Bucket List Mob has is total motivation. I love that thing. That's what I want ultimately is an RV, so I can tow a golf cart and stuff like that. But Uncle Stoney here is the man and is bringing a like 16 or 18 foot camper that's vintage. It's going to look so freaking cool behind the old truck. So Steven is like, oh man, we can beef up the frame, or we can frame swap the old truck. And then that's my goal for 26 is to drive that thing, tow that thing everywhere.
That's right.
Across the country.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, podcast studio, editing studio, basically inside,
right.
and an AC that we can hang meat in is my plan.
We did this race without a trailer, but I realize I'm still a trailer guy because I miss the trailer because of, we had to pack every day, unpack, and then we were at the track and it started sprinkling. We had to pack all the stuff back in the car and then unpack it again. And it's like, yeah, I'm still a trailer guy. So I'll be running the car over to Steven to get him to throw a hitch on here for me. So
nice. Yeah, that's awesome. The trailer makes a big difference. One, because you can carry just a little more stuff, and then you can also you pull up and unhook, swap your tires, and you're done. You're not literally like, if you want to find out what it's like to not have a trailer, when you go on vacation, pack your stuff every day and then unpack your stuff when you get to the hotel and then repack it in the morning. And then when you go to lunch, unpack it all again.
Yeah.
It's horrible, man. It's horrible. Yeah. The only way to do it is with the trailer. Jan Haas here saying, dude, that'll be rad. It's going to be really cool, and I appreciate your support and all of that. Okay, we've talked about your stuff enough. Sorry, we got to bring in Matt because I know that our stories are going to intersect, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it. So, big shout out to Deechworks as again the official fuel delivery of Drag Driver Pete, of all of Drag and Drive. Man, they really do an incredible job, and they probably already have a drop-in module if you have a car that's any kind of late model at all. They would have something that could support, they say anywhere from 400 to 2200 horsepower. But again, they were working on a 3-pump setup for a GTR that supports 3000. So if you're looking for fuel injectors, pumps, regulators, modules, anything to do fuel related, definitely look at Deechworks. We appreciate them. They are huge supporters. They also support Chris Story. They support a lot of different, like Richard Brewer. They support him with all kinds of fun stuff. And they're really cool people. So anyways, all right. And one thing, we say race car friends all the time, but like Uncle Stoney is definitely one of our, you're like the first race car friend I had, really, so it's kind of fun to see how this has grown. And, we can't do this without everybody. So please hit the share button if you're out there. Make comments on the side, man. We already got a bunch of folks in here making comments. Appreciate that. It really does. Race car friends really does make the world go round. Like you got to have them to message at 2:00 in the morning and be like, dude, I don't want to work on this car anymore. And they're like, keep working on it, man.
And, we say race car friends, but we're actually, I would say, more family.
Yeah, you know a lot of stuff that people don't need to know about me.
Same.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. And then, of course, the sponsors for Drag Driver Pete. We couldn't do, if you guys don't know, I drove up to Iowa or Illinois last week to be at 2 days at Six Summer. Eric is there with his dad all week. We were both just on Mega Week. We're going to be on the circuit here in 10 days, 7 days. Can't do that without our sponsors. So if you're trying to spend a little money, if you're trying to do some shopping for car stuff, hit these guys up. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, who's on Six Summer right now, leading their class, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, PowerTube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Man, the list is long. I'm hoping if we can get this one deal worked out, it's going to be even longer here pretty soon. I'm super pumped about that.
Like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.